let's take a look at our top selections for
Well, hi, everyone. The feature race on Saturday at Del Mar is the $100,000 Desi Arnaz Stakes. It's a sprint for two-year-old fillies, and it does have some significance. It's not a graded stakes race, but it does have relevance. In fact, 3 years ago, pretty good filly finished second in the Desi Arnaz. Her name, none other than Midnight Bisou. But she went on to have a pretty good career, I dare say. The main significance of the Desi Arnaz Stakes is this race leads to the Grade 1 Starlet at Los Alamitos on December 5th. And in the Starlet, we're going to see if Princess Noor can reproduce her best form from California after finishing a disappointing 5th last weekend in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies. Now, Princess Noor, we'll talk about her for just a second. She was a filly that had some questions to answer in the Breeders' Cup because her speed figures in California were not very good. She never even reached an 80 Beyer speed figure in California, despite winning the Grade 1 Del Mar Debutante in a romp, despite winning the Grade 2 Chandelier in a romp. Princess Noor is not very fast, and she pretty much ran to her fig last weekend at Keeneland in the Breeders' Cup. She finished 5th. She actually earned the best speed figure of her brief career, an 85 Beyer speed figure. And I bring it up for this reason. Interestingly enough, the two-year-old fillies in California so far this year are not very fast, including Princess Noor. In fact, did a little bit of research, and over the last 28 years, Beyer speed figures began being published in 1992. Over the last 28 years, this summer at Del Mar is the very first time since the inauguration of Beyer speed figures that no two-year-old filly earned an 80 Beyer speed figure or higher during the Del Mar summer meet. Very interesting circumstances out in California. The two-year-old fillies are not very fast so far. Doesn't mean they're not very good. It just means they're not fast yet. So we'll find out more about Princess Noor on December 5th in the Grade 1 Starlet at Los Alamitos. And we're going to find out who her rivals are by watching the Desi Arnaz Stakes on Saturday, watching and wagering maybe on the Desi Arnaz Stakes. 6.5 furlongs, two-year-old fillies, and a field of 8 signed up. It's race number 8 on Saturday at Del Mar. And the favorite is probably going to be number 2, Private Mission. We'll talk about her in a second. She faces a couple of formidable pace rivals in number 5, Queen Goal, and number 7, Astute. So let's first talk about the filly who I expect to be very solidly backed, if not the overwhelming favorite, and that's number 2, Private Mission. Trainer Bob Baffert has 3 of the 8 starters in the Desi Arnaz, which is not surprising. In fact, from the list of more than 100 Del Mar debutante nominees earlier this summer, Baffert had no fewer than 25% of those. So the strength of the two-year-old division, both fillies and colts, goes through the Baffert stable, and it does again this year. He has 3 of the 8 starters in the Desi Arnaz. In addition to Private Mission, he also entered Varda and Heels Up, a low-rated maiden winner last time out. Now, the thing about Private Mission is she was very impressive in her only start. She started as the even money favorite in her career debut, and it was October 18th in race number 10 at Santa Anita. And let's roll the tape and take a look at Private Mission in the stretch. She got a perfect trip, sitting just outside the speed. She drifted in a little bit through the lane, but once she switched leads under Drayden Van Dyke, Private Mission just ran away, and she won with something left. It was a race at the same distance at which she is running on Saturday, 6.5 furlongs. Private Mission, very impressive in victory. In fact, that win was a lot more impressive visually than the speed figure. And she earned a 76 Beyer speed figure, an okay number, not a great number, in a season where fast numbers are just not happening with the two-year-old filly division. But Private Mission won comfortably at the distance she runs at on Saturday. She came back to work very well for Baffert, and it's all systems go. If she runs well on Saturday, Baffert intends to stretch her out for the Grade 1 Starlet at Los Alamitos against her stablemate. That would be Princess Noor. The other two fillies in the field that are trained by Baffert would probably be a little bit of a surprise. Varda, she does shorten up after finishing second, more than 8 lengths behind Princess Noor last time out. And Heels Up, who was not very fast in her maiden victory, she earned a 57 by her speed figure. Now, the challenge on Saturday for Private Mission is that she faces a couple of fast fillies to her outside, those being number 5, Queen Goal, and number 7, Astute. So somehow Drayden Van Dyke is going to have to work out a trip with Private Mission. The way that she relaxed from an outside post in her career debut suggests to me that she probably will be able to do just that. But those two fillies, speed fillies to her outside, do present a challenge, including Astute, who is very, very quick. Astute made her career debut on October 12th at Santa Anita in a turf race. And let's go ahead and take a look at Astute. She popped the gate, she made the lead, she opened up, and she looked like she was going to be long gone and win by open lengths. But the runner-up came along and made it close, a filly by the name of Evu, finishing fast late. That's Astute on the lead with Mike Smith, and Mike Smith gave her a very confident ride. He knew that he had this race in the bag every step of the way. Now, Astute was odds on in that grass race, and now she's moving to dirt. So what about the surface change? It's not going to be an issue, and here's why. She was odds on first time out based on a series of dazzling workouts on the main track. So Astute does handle dirt. The only reason she was in the grass race is because she was ready to run, and trainer Richard Mandela did not want to wait around and see if the next dirt race would fill. So he put her on grass. She took care of business, and she is expected to improve second time out. And she's quick. She is extremely quick, Astute is. She's a daughter of Speightstown, and she will be on or near the front end. Now, the other speed filly in this field is Queen Goal. And Queen Goal last time out, she finished second in the Enokia as the 6-5 favorite. And after the race, trainer John Sadler was not entirely happy with the strategy that was employed by the rider on Queen Goal. Queen Goal's weapon is her speed. And Flavian Pratt last time out did not really ask Queen Goal to use her speed. She sat back off the pace. And what that did was allow Calypso to race gate to wire. So there's a jockey switch on Queen Goal on Saturday. Juan Hernandez takes over, and I would expect Sadler's instructions to Hernandez will be, go for it. Let this filly use her speed. Ask her leaving the gate. And if so, that's going to keep both Astute honest on the front end and Private Mission. So it's a long-winded way of saying this. The best filly going into the race is Private Mission, and watching the stretch run of her career debut, I dare anyone to argue with that. She is good. She's relatively fast. She won with something left. She trained well since, and the Desi Arnaz Stakes goes right through number 2 Private Mission on Saturday. And if she wins as expected, we're going to find out a little bit more about both her and Princess Noor December 5th. In the Grade 1 Starlet at Los Alamitos. It's all about Private Mission in the Desi Arnaz Stakes Saturday at Del Mar.